Yo, Brent, what's up, my brother? What is up? What's up, everyone? How's everyone doing? How is everyone doing? I hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone is doing well. All right. How has your weekend been? How has your weekend been, my friends? Hope everyone has had a good weekend or a good week. I hope things are doing well for you guys. All right. Let's get started. Let's get started. That's really nice. That's nice. So you're spending Christmas. You're gonna spend Christmas at your place. That's awesome. That is awesome. I love that. I love the Christmas spirit. I love it. That is going to be amazing. I know it. I know it's going to be amazing. So, all right, let's get started. Um. Okay. Let's get started with some TikToks, right? Let's get started with some TikToks. Let's get the ball rolling with some TikToks since we are, you know, people will probably still rolling in. So let's get started with some TikToks. All right. Turkey. I don't know how you guys can eat turkey. I mean, like unless it's cooked really well, I find turkey so dry. Right? I don't know. I find turkey so dry. So I don't know. I'd rather have some fried chicken. That's my thing. Right? Back when my mom was cooking for the family, right? She did like fried chicken. We prefer fried chicken. Now that my mom is like constantly on vacations and stuff, I spend, it's nothing special anymore. But yeah, when my mom was cooking, we just did fried chicken. All right. All right, let's check out some TikTok videos.
I need the male gender to answer some questions that I have because I'm very confused and I need answers and I need to understand your thought process or what's going on in your head when this is happening. Okay, let's get right into it. So, I have a lot of friends that have just gotten out of relationships, like long term relationships, and I know both the guy and the girl. Some of them I know the guy better, but I'm so confused because I've seen so many
Buster, what is up, my friend? Thank you for being here. I hope you're doing well, my brother. I hope you're doing well.
girls go through this and I just need answers. I went through this at one point. It was a long time ago though, so like we don't need to get into that. I'm not going through this right now, but I have seen this happen way too many times and I'm confused. So let's say that you were just in a relationship, a long-term relationship, like year, 2 years, 3 years, anyways, just not short-term relationship. And the girl, from what you tell me, because like I said, I'm closer to some of the guys than I am the girls, you've told me that she's perfect. She's funny, she's fun, she's interested in all the things you're interested in. She shows you unconditional love. She's always there for you. She does everything she can to like make your life easier, to make sacrifices for you. Like she, from what you have told me, sounds like she's the one, right? Like, but there's some kind of mental block where you're not able to like fully show her love or like fully let her in, even though she sounds perfect and she's doing everything she can to love you in the right way. And then you break that relationship off. For what reason? I don't really know.
Well, this is the problem, right? And yo, if she's a great cook, then that's awesome, right? If she's a great cook, that's awesome. So this is something that this is part of the whole, maturity thing, right? With younger men. Okay. Now, some older men may have it too, but in general, I would assume this might be more younger man or younger person kind of mentality. Is that particularly for certain young men? Okay, when they have options and they're young, and maybe in some cases they're semi-successful. Okay, they have the mentality of the grass is greener. Even men have that. Okay, even men have that mentality where I don't want to settle down or I don't want to settle. Okay, this woman is amazing. This woman is great, but you know, I'm 25, 24, 26. You're young, you may be handsome, you may be on your grind to making good wealth. A lot of young men would have the mindset of the grass is greener. Okay? That you don't want to settle. Even if she's an amazing woman, you may want to know what's out there. So that is usually the case, right? That is usually the case, I think, mentality where if a man thinks this woman is amazing, yet he doesn't want to commit to her, he doesn't want to settle to her for her, well, it's because he has usually had the mentality that there may be someone better out there.
And then 3 months later or a few months later, you're in a new relationship. And then you tell me that you're fully ready to love this person and that you think they're the one and you want to get engaged to them. And when I ask you what makes this different from the girl that you were dating before, because she sounded perfect, you just are like, I don't know. I have no answer. Well, I know so many girls, and I understand this can happen to guys too, but like I know so many girls that this has happened to where they've given everything to a relationship and like, but the guy just like won't fully let them in. But the next girl they date, it's like a completely different guy, and they're not.
Then here's the thing where I think this is the thing where if what she's saying is the case, is that they're lying. I think they're lying that there are certain things you see in this person that, you know what, honestly, ain't that great. Okay. Are actually red flags that you're not necessarily connecting or seeing that hard. I'm doing well, Buster. I'm doing well, my brother.
Now ready to love. Like, to make that make sense to me, because like I've asked some of my guy friends and they're like, I don't know. Like I'm like, why this one and not the last one? They're like, I don't know. I can't explain it. So can someone explain it to me?
Well, I think it's the feeling of, you didn't love the person like that. Because this is the thing, we also forget the honeymoon phase, right? A lot of people get very like blinded during the honeymoon phase. So you may say this person is amazing, perfect, and I've done that before. Okay, I've done that actually quite a few times. That man, this woman is amazing. I'm like, I'm absolutely falling in love with her. A couple months later, it's like, not really. Right? It wasn't as great as I, propped it in my head to be. So there's a magnitude of reasons, right? So I kind of feel like, you know, it's not that easy to explain. Also, I think it's not, then they're not explaining it clearly. And again, it could be timing. Okay. It could be timing where, I don't know how often it is. It's just 3 months. I question that a bit. I think she might be being hyperbolic, but it could be just, you know, it's so many things, right? Like how they met, how they're feeling this time. It's very, it's emotions is very crazy, right? Emotions are crazy.
Me, please, because this makes no sense. I need the male gender.
I'm sorry, but if that man takes you to the arcade or fair game, whatever it may be, on a first date, that man is not even looking for marriage. He's going to waste your time. He's there to do casual. Because I'm telling you, no man, I'm talking for my 26 and up gang, the ones that really want to get married. That's where we're sitting. No one in that category who wants to get married is taking anyone to the arcades on a first date. I don't know why people are just allowing it. How can you be 30 asking a girl to go to the arcades on a first date? Does that even make sense? To me, that's an illegal crime. And that's so unneeded, because, like, do you know what happens at arcades? It's mainly for kids. Like, and I don't want to hear it like it's a good icebreaker, this, that. I'm sorry. But you could do pottery, you could do making a rug, you could do everything under the sun. You could go for a bungee jump, sky jump. You could do 110 activities that show that you're intentionally dating and that you want to take someone seriously. Because I'm telling you, an arcade is not the destination where you're going to take your potential wife. I know that's cap. I know there's no one doing that. Because as much as it is fun, I take my little siblings there. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what it's for. Like, why are you, as a grown man at 36, suggesting an arcade as a first date? And this is why, like, things are a mess. Like, I'm not even saying, like, and if anyone comes to me like, it's cheap and it's cost effective, if you don't have money, don't date. And the second point is, there's other low cost activity dates that you can do. I am not hearing it's a cheap. No, I'm not having it. And again, girls, if you're accepting this, you're enabling it, and I need it to end with a sap, because no.
Women are annoying. They are annoying. I mean, you might as well just. This is why one of the things where men just like, you serious? It is like, we're having fun. If she fall, shit, no woman is going to bungee jump on a first. Yeah, who goes bungee jump on a first date? Pottery? I mean, like, come on. It's like, this is it is idiotic, right? This is the thing where women make dating just so difficult, right? Here's my thing. Dating is just to get to know someone. Everything else is a plus. Everything else is a plus. The restaurant or the activity, it's just a plus. The main point is to get to know someone. Okay? And I think it's a fun way to get to know someone while playing some games. Like, this is why women are miserable. They are miserable human beings. And this is why I've said this before. Like, if men had boundaries, if men didn't allow women and lust to be their weakness, they would be dangerous, because they will be sticking to their boundaries, right? No woman will be ordering a man to do whatever she wants. He'll be, no, I want to go to arcade. I want to do this. So like, no, oh, okay, go find the man that would do what you want. Plain and simple. A lot of these women are just overbearing, and this is the thing, right? Women put all the pressure on men to, oh, you plan the date. It's like we've seen this plenty of times where a woman would complain, oh, he asked me what I want to do on the first date. Boom, I don't want to see him again. I've seen that. I've seen those videos. I've seen women say that. So if men decide, now you complain about, this is why men give you the option to say, okay, fine, what do you want to do then? It's like you can't win with women, right? You give them the option to choose what they want to do. They will think low of you. You choose what you both should do. She'll still think low of you. This is why women have made dating impossible.
Biggest mistake that most men make in relationships that us women do not want our men to do, but they do it anyway sometimes, is when we are having an emotional breakdown, which, as you know, we have a cycle. So the emotions are sometimes like a little wave. When we are having a hard time with something, maybe it's with life, with friends, work, or it could be something so stupid, but it makes us cry.
Coffee, a trip to the zoo, art museum, those are nice, right? Those are all nice things, but I think pretty much anything is nice, right? Walk in the park, an arcade. It's like, seriously, all the things, right? A zoo, the art museum, they're only a plus, right? They're only a plus. The main purpose of dating is to get to know someone. The setting that you get to know someone is only the plus. It's not the point.
Makes us sad. And then all of a sudden we're so razor focused on you, because it's easy sometimes to just point the finger and be like, oh my gosh, I was already feeling so frustrated, but now because you did this one thing, you were the reason that I'm frustrated. You were the reason that I'm like freaking out. And so when we are having an emotional breakdown and you can tell that something is off, when men just look at us and say, okay, let's figure out how to solve the problem, or they try to give us a solution, or just tell us like, stop feeling that way. As you know, that never helps. And they just look at us like, why can't you figure it out? That is like the single most annoying thing to us women when we are freaking out. We're having an emotional break.
You know, this is the problem with a lot of women, right? That they can't comprehend men and women are different. Men and women are, I mean, like we are similar in so many things, but also drastically different in so many things. We communicate quite differently. We think quite differently, right? We are similar in many ways, but the same token, we are drastically different, right? It's quite crazy thing, but men and women communicate differently. We do. Yeah, maybe she just wants you to listen. That's it. She's the one you say shit. Okay. But again, women's natural thing is just for you to listen. That's all she wants. But men's natural thing is that they want to solve things, right? You give them a problem, they want to solve it. It's plain and simple. Okay. Men are they're not too inclined to just be a silent wall, right? Not necessarily. So maybe that's something maybe you should, have a communication up front. Like when I talk about my problems, I just want to talk about it. I don't need you to solve it. Communication. It's like everything boils down to communication. Communicate your wants and needs, your standards and boundaries. Plain and simple.
Breakdown, and we're looking to our man to provide us with some love, some safety, some reassurance. We can figure it out on our own. We can go and
Well, here's the thing, right? His love, his reassurance is solving your problem. That's his love and reassurance. That's what women don't understand. His love and reassurance is that him wanting to solve your problem, right? So that stress that's on your shoulder would be gone. That is his love. That's how he expresses his love. That's his reassurance to you.
a room, take a shower, cry it out, or just figure it out on our own. But if we are there in the same room as you, or we are telling you our problems, we don't want you to give us the solution. And we don't want you to look at us like we're absolutely crazy, because that's just going to make us even more crazy. The number one thing that you can do that we want you to do is give us a bear hug. Give us a big, fat, juicy hug and just hold us. Make us feel like we are safe, like we are loved, because we are. Give us that feeling of safety, protection. That is going to calm down our nervous system, calm down all the emotions. The reason we're even talking to you or in the same room as you is because we are looking for that love, that hug, that feeling of, I'm not alone.
You know, and here's the thing, okay? One, you should communicate your shit, right? Communicate how you want things to go. That's off the bat, right? That's a no-brainer. You should communicate. If all you want is a hug, reassuring bear hug, fine, communicate that. That's how you want him to handle your problems. Now, problem with a lot of women is that if he now handles all your problems like that, just gives you a hug, you better. This is the problem with women, right? Their indecisiveness, their erraticness, they're all over the place, right? Fine. He's going to solve all your issues, right? All the things you have with a bear hug from now on. Because from your mouth, all he needed to do was solve your problem with just a bear hug, right? A reassuring bear hug. This is a problem with a lot of women, where they want a man to read their mind. No. This one here, this problem, you give me a bear hug. That problem, no, you need to solve that one for me, right? That's the issue. That's the issue with women. You don't know which one they're thinking about. You don't know where they're at. Men will be consistent, but consistent with what you tell them to do. It's the hard part is when he has to predict. He has to read your mind. That is the problem, okay? Men don't mind taking orders. Men don't. The problem is that women get tired of, oh, no, why should I always tell them what to do? Okay, fine. You don't tell him what to do. Now he's going to be consistent with what you told him to do the first time. And that's the problem with a lot of women, right? They're all over the place with their decision making. I've seen it and I've heard it plenty of times.
It's okay. And when we are ready to talk more about our issues, or maybe we literally just needed a hug, we will let you know. And that is when you can provide advice or feedback based on what we are saying. That is the best way to handle an emotional girlfriend, emotional wife, like whatever your deal is.
I gotta say, to handle an emotional wife, emotional girlfriend is exhausting. It's like, seriously, women don't understand. I find it. I'm going to do. I've said this a plenty of times. That I'm going to do it, but I'm definitely going to do one where, talking about the emotional labor. I think women create said emotional labor because women are tiring. They are. Okay. They're men having to handle women's emotional erraticness is just next level tiring.
I know for me and my boyfriend, like there are moments when I am emotional about something, and sometimes I don't even know what is frustrating me or what I'm getting sad about. That's what the cycle can do to you. I'll just be sitting in the room and like he could tell something is off. And sometimes like I'm on the verge of crying, and so he will just,
I do want to make a parallel, okay? The level of, the high level of emotion, the high level of, what she's feeling. Men do feel that with with testosterone, i.e., their sexual desires. I kind of funny that we need to be considerate with women's emotional outbursts or emotional whatever. But when it comes to men's emotions, right? Men's feelings, right? Men's chemical imbalance, okay? Chemical frustrations. Women don't care.
give me a big hug and just hold me. And what he normally asks me is just like, do you want to talk about it? Or what's wrong? And he doesn't say that right away. It's just like holding me, loving me, giving me that sense of safety. That warms my heart so much. It makes me feel so safe and it makes me feel so seen. I've had boyfriends in the past that if anything was wrong, they literally did not even sense it. They did not even care.
Brent, waiting for a woman to make a decision is like watching paint dry. I would agree.
If it looked like I was about to cry, like they didn't care. Obviously, those were not good relationships. But for all the men out there, that would be my number one recommendation for you when you see your woman like about to cry. She's frustrated about something, or she comes to you and she's like telling you like this whole story and she's so frustrated. Give her a hug. A bear hug. And if you don't know what a bear hug is, it's one of those like deep, passionate hugs. Like imagine you're like making out, like French kissing, but like in the sense of a hug. Does that make sense? Not like grinding, just like hug, like a deep, loving hug that makes you feel so good about yourself. Biggest mistake that
I mean, this is the thing. I would say communicate, right? Whatever, however she wants it, communicate, but making sure that it's consistent. That's what I would say. Okay, if that's what she wants, a bear hug when she's getting ready to cry, okay, but she gotta be consistent with that. Okay, she gotta be consistent with that. Um, I gotta say, right, handling women's. This is a thing where I kind of think it's funny, right? Hearing this, right? I kind of think men handle a lot more emotional labor than women let on. I think men handle a lot more emotional labor than women let on because, like, for my exes, I've had to deal with their crying, deal with their, you know, the crazy situations they put themselves in. It is taxing, right? It is taxing. So I don't know. Um, women. All right, guys. Let's do some. Let's do another video. Let's do some an interesting video. I think this would be an interesting video. Let's check this video out. Okay, so I don't know if you know this. She's what I guess a C-list celebrity, Jenny May or Jenny Ma. Okay, a woman that Here's the thing, right? Divorced, 46, single, a single mother. Divorced her husband to marry a rapper, right? And now she's a single mother. Makes sense. All right, let's check this one out. Again, I mean, she's like a C. She's Jenny Ma, a C-list celebrity. Okay. So let's check this video out.
What does being divorced 46 as a single mom look like? Because I don't know how I got here. But here I am.
You don't know how you got here. You don't know how you got here. You left a husband. You divorced a husband to get with a rapper. And you thought that was a good idea. You got with a man that had, I think he has a couple baby mamas under him too. Maybe one or two. Probably just one, I think. And you thought that was a good idea. How you got here is thanks to your women's intuition. Thanks to your, foolish decision making. Thanks to your lack of discernment.
I notice whenever anybody asks me, are you married? Or are you single? Or how old are you? Or any of these labels that people tend to ask you about when it comes to your status, your age. I always say it so slowly because I'm still adjusting to however the world labels me. It's not a bad thing. It's just an adjustment. It's like putting on a new pair of glasses. Everything suddenly looks honest, even the parts that I wasn't ready to see. Sometimes the clarity is really refreshing and sometimes it's a little jarring. But the truth is, I am now looking at the world with my own eyes, rather than eyes that I feel pretended to see what I wanted to see instead of what I was really seeing.
You can feel it. I'm thinking we're gonna have sea bass or maybe a red snapper. Go, come on, go.
When I look back at some of the milestones of my last couple
You hear about the chick in the UK who deleted her 6-year-old for being pretty there? No. What? That is crazy. I gotta look that up. That is crazy. If that's true, that's crazy. Steve, what is up, my brother? She got there by being a 3 or 4. She got there by, thinking that she traded up, right? She got here, okay, by monkey branching, by hypergamy, right? Thinking that she would get with a rapper who probably made a bit more than her ex, right? Women's desire. XY, what is up, my sister? What is up? Thank you for being here.
years, it feels like I had a playbook that I was living by. Almost feels like I had a script that I was living by because I so wanted to hit those points and have my life be about those things instead of what it really was.
I used to think that if I stayed ahead of the plan, worked hard enough, if I held everything together tightly enough, I could avoid crashing. But I realized life doesn't work like that. Life interrupts. Life enjoys a little head-on collision. And my job is to keep moving instead of pretending I didn't feel the impact.
Divorce is a word you never imagine attached to your name. Not because you're special, but because you think you'll know how to save something before it breaks. As a divorcee, you're always seeing people say, what are the things that they warn you about before divorce happens, you know? The one thing I can tell you is that nobody tells you that divorce is both earth-shattering and a wake-up call.
It's because the life that you pictured disappears and the future you actually need starts talking to you.
And the hardest part about divorce isn't heartbreak. It's letting go of the woman I performed, the version of me that I maintained, because I was scared to admit the truth. The dream I kept dragging even after it stopped fitting. And then one day you realize you're not broken. You're just finally honest, and honesty is heavy, but it's freedom. Being 46 doesn't feel old, and it doesn't feel young. It feels awake. It feels like somebody turned on the lights in a room that I have lived in forever, and I'm finally seeing things clearly.
I don't have answers, but I got boundaries. And my maybe has become no. My I'm fine has become I ain't doing that. I don't feel old. I feel intentional. And intention feels better than youth ever did.
You know, I kind of find it a little bit interesting where, after having gone through 2 divorces, she didn't talk about, the self-reflection where, maybe she picked wrong, right? Maybe she's the problem. This is a thing where you would think that if you are seeing a consistent problem, right? 2 divorces is kind of a consistent problem. That you would come out of it thinking that, you know what? There's a problem, and maybe I'm that problem. Maybe I'm that problem. And this is why I find it, I don't have a lot of sympathy for a lot of women, because they lack self-reflection, right? They lack self-reflection. They don't gain the ability to be accountable. Buster, what's up, my brother? What is up? They don't gain the ability to be accountable, right? To self-reflect, and you know what? Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I'm the reason why certain things in my life are not how it is, right? The failures.
Being single isn't about the loneliness. It's about
We're never the problem. That is a very that is a very what is it? Common saying for a lot of women. I think pretty much every woman I dated always say that they will never say sorry. And my sister the same way. My sister, I'll tell you, she's like, I love her, right? I love my sister, but she's definitely a bitch, right? In the sense that she will never. I don't think I've ever heard my sister say sorry in her whole life. It's like women. What is it? I think Penn State, right? I recently saw a study. Penn State did a study. Okay, Penn State did a study that 97% of women, 97% of women would rather go to jail than admit they're wrong. 97% of women in this study, okay? In this study, 97% of women would rather go to jail than admit they were wrong. Women are insane. They are insane. You can understand why they have a problem with accountability.
being aware. It's knowing who I am now and what I'm not willing to carry into my next chapter.
People will ask questions, and I think sometimes the answer of just, I'm doing what feels right for me right now, is the best dating status. It's the truth.
Y'all, space is not emptiness. It is room. Room to breathe, room to think, room to return to myself without rushing into whatever's next. And it is the best feeling yet. Not having to check in on anybody, not having to answer to anybody, not having to share that with anybody. Anybody else should share the space of you doing what's right for you right now. And that's the truth.
Wow. I said this before, right? I'm a big. That's got no. I mean, again, that is not wrong. Whiskey, my brother. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the love. I gotta check this. I gotta look at it, right? Give me a bit. Give me a bit and I'll look it up. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. You'll learn. This is a thing where probably the campus, right? But I gotta look at it. I'll look at it. Let me see. I gotta look it up. Something about the clip. I don't know. I will look it up. Well, let's continue. Let's continue.
It's crazy how motherhood was never my plan, but it feels like it was written for me. Some days I'm really proud of the woman that Monica is helping me to become, and other days, you know, I grapple with some of the ways my life turned out. But then Monica will say something so brilliant and sensitive, and it'll make me realize that she chose me.
No doubt, motherhood is messy. It's chaotic. It's It's messy, but it's also sacred. And in many ways, I'm discovering how motherhood saved me.
Is that your word?
All right, so here I am. I'm divorced. I'm 46. I'm single. And I have a toddler who teaches me more about myself than any adult ever has. I am not healed, but I am not defeated. I'm awake. And it's the best feeling in the world. I'm trusting the quiet around me. I'm building a life that is completely mine. I'm not perfect. I'm not polished. But I'm honest.
This is me. This is me in the middle of becoming. It's not the before, it's not the after.
And it is always trying and trying again. And somehow, this part of my life feels like the most honest I have ever seen.
You know, like listening to her, I mean, it's a short clip. I mean, it's just a short video. I find it, I don't know. I hear very little accountability, right? I was wondering if she really cheated on Jeezy. I don't know. She didn't really go into that. No surprise there. System, what is up, my brother? She's not defeated. She's cooked. Here's the thing, right? She's a celebrity. She's relatively decent looking. Okay. So it's not like impossible. Definitely not impossible for her to find a man. But this is something that women like her will, I believe, always find a problem. Okay. Women that wants to be successful in both career and family life rarely, in my honest opinion, rarely will succeed. I think one of her failures is trying to have it all, right? Perfect in everything, right? Perfect husband, perfect family, perfect career, whatever. I think that was her greatest downfall, wanting perfection. Now, of course, everyone wants perfection, but I think this is what a problem with a lot of women have, okay? That you think it's a good idea to, strive for perfection. And then I see a lot of women fail at it. Okay. A lot of women will fail at it because then either your career suffer, your marriage will suffer, your family will suffer. So that's what I see a lot of times happen. So here's another woman. And this again, she's 46, not impossible to find a man, but I mean, probably unlikely for her to have a good family life. Dango. Her Botox and lip fillers are distracting me. At her age, I'm not surprised, right? At her age, I'm not surprised that she has all that stuff. Whiskey, all the love you show me. The odd things are they betrayed me for penance of what they kids could have gotten after. Bro, I do feel bad for, your family life. I do feel bad for your family life, my brother. No, XY, you can't have it all. I mean, rare cases, maybe, right? It's the exception, not the rule. I think most people, men and women, you can't have it all. Okay. You cannot have it all. So there's always sacrifices. There's always, things that won't be that amazing. So you just can't have it all. So I think that's a delusion that needs to be, broken, right? I think it's a delusion that needs to be broken. So, yeah. All right, let's. Whiskey, right? You said if your family betrays you, you have nothing. I don't quite agree. Okay. You have yourself, you have your health, you have your life, You have so many other things. XY, you could dream. You could dream. But my sister, my beautiful sister, stop dreaming. Live in reality, right? Live in reality. Okay? That's the thing. Live in reality. I'm sorry to hear that, Buster Cheeks. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I hope things get better for her. I hope things get better, but you're not alone. So don't just think that, without if your family betrays you, then you don't have nothing. No, I don't think that's quite true. Thank you everyone for being here. All right. Let's check this video out. All right, let's check this video out. An interesting video. It is a 8-minute long video, so I'm probably going to stop while watching it, right? So, I'm not going to play the whole thing through, right? We're going to react to it while watching it. So let's check it out.
So I just got out of prison. For those of y'all that don't know, I spent the last 19 months locked up in the UK. And a lot of you guys wanted a story time, so I'm gonna give it to you. So these guys had approached me on Instagram and were like, oh, do you want to make some money? So I was like, of course. So they were like, all you gotta do is fly to the UK and pick up a suitcase that's already at the airport. And I was like,
You know what? A lot of women can't escape that being pretty also equals being stupid. I think a lot of women can't escape that. The more pretty you are, the possibly the more stupid you are. And where's women's intuition in all this? Where's women's intuition in all this? So some strangers offer you a free trip to the UK. In exchange, you have to pick up some packages for them. I mean, come on. Right? Great start for the video. I just got out of prison. Great start, exactly.
that sounds easy. Honestly, I just wanted to go to make content because the flight and everything was paid for. So I was like, I'm gonna make vlogs, I'm gonna do TikToks, all that stuff. I really didn't care too much about the task itself.
Whiskey says, even if your family betrays you, who can you trust? I'm sorry, my brother, right? But, sometimes I always think that blood isn't always thicker than water, okay? Of course, in the technical sense, it is, but it's not always the case, right? I think that in life, it's just who you meet, right? I personally, right? Let me say this. I personally have never betrayed anyone, right? I've never betrayed a family member or a friend, right? I've never betrayed a family member or a friend. And, hopefully you can find those people, right? Hopefully you can find those people that would look out for you and care for you. So I hope you do.
There for other reasons. The bags were not in my name. I did not check anything in. At the time, I had a friend that was staying with me. I'm not going to say her name, but if you know, you know. She was like, oh, I'm gonna go with you. And I was like, okay. I didn't even really want her to come with me.
I think I heard that, right? I think I heard a myth busting that, right? Right? I think I've heard that.
But I wasn't going to deny somebody the opportunity to make money. So I was like, all right. Mind you, the guys did say that I could invite girls for the next trip that they were going to do. And I did text some girls. I'm not going to lie. I'm not a liar. So I'm going to just be honest about everything. I did text some girls like, oh, do you want to come to the next trip? But this friend that came with me, I did not invite her. Just keep that in mind. On May 31st, 2024, I flew out to the UK. So we're on the plane and I get this really weird feeling inside. Mind you, I had just gotten baptized a month prior. So I was feeling kind of guilty inside, When I was on the plane, I pray to God and I'm like, God,
I love that, Buster, right? Brothers. Brothers, right there. Right? Brothers in battle. Brothers in life. This is why I want to promote, right? I hope that as you guys go on this journey with me, right? As you guys go on this journey with me, right? That we can build a brotherhood, right? We can build a family, right? That's what I hope. I hope that.
I'm not supposed to be doing this. Please prevent me from doing it. So when I landed and I got to the passport checkpoint, they're like, oh, what hotel are you staying at? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I'm here for modeling. Like, these guys booked my hotel. I don't know what the hotel name is. So they were like, go sit over there. So I felt like that was my sign from God that I shouldn't do it. So at that point,
Did you need a sign from God? Did you really need a sign from God? I mean, come on. This is like, this is why I hate religion. Or I don't want to say I hate religion, but I'm not a fan of religion because a lot of times people use religion to shirk accountability. A sign from God, these are strangers asking you to pick up a package. Seriously? That's already a red flag.
I was already like feeling nervous and stuff. So I texted the guys and I was like, low key, like, I don't even want to do this anymore. They were like, that's fine, just go to the hotel. But the girl that I was with, I don't know what she told them, but she went through, she left me. So at this point, I'm waiting on the side, she's already gone. So she ends up picking up a suitcase and she like delivered it to the people she was supposed to deliver it to. And she met me at the hotel like an hour or two after she did that. So then she comes back to the hotel. She wants to take a nap. So we both take a nap together. 3 hours later, our hotel room is being raided by the police and we're getting arrested. We get arrested on a Friday. And I'm thinking by Monday we're going to be out. So on Monday we see the judge and he's like, do you plead guilty or not guilty? And I'm like, not guilty because I didn't even do anything. I didn't touch no drugs. I didn't like. So he's like, okay, like you're going to have to go to trial. And we're going to give you your trial date in 4 weeks on July 8th. So I'm like, at this point, I start crying because I'm like, nah, I cannot be in here for 4 weeks. Like, I got to go home. Like, I'm innocent. How y'all going to hold me against my will for 4 weeks? Whatever. At that point, they take me to prison and I went to HMP Newhall. So fast forward, July 8th comes. They're like, okay, your trial date is set for October 28th. 2024. And I'm like, there's absolutely no way I'm going to stay in here for another 3 months. Like, this is crazy. So boom, now it's October. They transferred me to a different prison called HMP Style. In my case, there was like 7 people. I didn't know the other people. I only knew the friend that came with me. Mind you, I had never asked what was in the suitcases, like, because I genuinely did not care. I'm the type of person, like, if I know something and I think it's bad, it's going to eat at my conscience, you know? So I was like, I'd rather not know.
How stupid are you? Right? How stupid are you? What do you think that these strangers wanted you to do? Right? Candy? Candy? Right? Did you think there was candy in this package? Come on.
I think deep down in my head, I just thought it was weed or something. But it turns out.
Dango, it's hard to have a sworn brotherhood when most men don't have reliable role models, mentors, and a home to defend and fight for. I can see that. I can agree with that, right? Here's my thing with that, where I've been talking about role models, right? I think I'm not gonna say I'm a role model or anything, but I want to promote that because here's the thing where a lot of us are older men. We can be our own beacon of light, okay? Where we strive to be the best we can. Now, yes, we don't have a role model, but we have a concept of it, okay? A concept of it. And again, a lot of basis of morality, of character, of values. I think that is important. And a home to defend and fight for. That's interesting. I don't know. I would say our lives, right, is basically our home that we're fighting for. Okay. Now, I don't know. I gotta be more think about that. How old are you, by the way? I am 41. I'm old. I'm an old man, right? I'm an old man. I'm 41. So XY, how old are you if you don't mind me asking? Dango, I would love that. I would love to know how old are you as well.
out it was cocaine. So I'm like,
Ah,
what the hell? Like, I've never done coke a day in my life. Like, I'm not a coke dealer. Like, I would never do something like that. At this point, it makes the case so much bigger because, like, if you smuggle weed into the UK, most people get out within 4 months. But since it
who? You say I look young? Don't you? No. Thank you, Buster. I'm old.
was cocaine, like, we were looking at like 10 plus years. So trial comes and they basically forced us to plead guilty because they were like, if not, you're looking at 14 to 15 years. And I was like, I can't be here for that long. So I told them that I was like, okay, I'm gonna plead guilty to coming over here with the intent to do something.
Dang, you are a youngin'. Oh no, I mean like a lot of people are older, right? Like a catcher's mitt. Brent, 37, 38 in March. Okay. I love it. I love my I love the people. I love the chat, right? Whiskey. I love you. I love you. Right? My birthday is January 14th. Right? My birthday is January 14th. You're 22? X Xerax. Zyrax. You are 22? I don't know. It's crazy. Right? Because when you said because I don't know why. Right? During the live, you said you kind of give up on dating. I thought you were like in your 30s, right? At 22, you already give up on dating? You are crazy. Mark, thank you for being here, my brother. Thank you for being here.
But I didn't do it, so I'm just letting that be known. But I'm guilty of the intent, yes. So after trial, they were like, okay, you guys are gonna get sentenced in February. So we wait till February comes. At that point, the girl that came with me, she took a plea deal with the cops and she told them that I recruited her. You know, you invited yourself. Like, I did not want you to come on this trip. She had used my messages against me because there was messages of me texting other girls on Instagram saying like, do you want to come? So she made it seem as if she was one of those girls, but there was no phone evidence or anything like that of me asking her if she wanted to come on this trip. So yeah, she basically like threw me under the bus and did me dirty. So because of that, they thought I was like a recruiter, like a freaking like ringleader or something. So they put me significant role. So at this point, I'm getting done.
What? You're 1 year younger than me. Okay, I thought you were 1 year younger than Dango. Oh, you're 40. Oh, and you gave up, and you. Here's my thing, right? X, Xerax, right? Now, please don't take it to heart, right? Please don't take it to heart. Yes. Okay, I thought you were 1 year younger than her, right? I thought so. I didn't know you were 1 year younger than me. Now, I don't know if your goal is, a husband, marriage, kids, but I gotta say, feminism did you dirty. Right? Feminism did you dirty. She got made a scapegoat. I definitely think. I mean, but she was stupid, right? Like seriously, how stupid you have to be? I mean, come on. I don't know. I just find it idiotic. I really do. But yeah, you know what? We got to talk about that, right? Zyrax, we got to make that a show because I would love to have a conversation with you, right? About that, and I think it kind of telling, right? So we should talk about that. 36, not looking for love. I'm just happy if I can find a good female friend. Yeah, that's always nice. Dating should take 1 to 3 dates to figure out if you're making kids or not. If it takes longer than that, I feel like I wouldn't be asking the right questions. I agree. I definitely agree. Oh, you're married? My God, girl. I thought, and then why you said like last time you said you gave up on dating. I think you said you gave up on dating, or you don't want to, or you're not dating and stuff. I think you were talking about that, girl. Okay. Ah, all right.
So dirty because my lawyer is also representing her as well, which is a conflict of interest. Like, he's not even supposed to do that, but the whole time he's telling me like, don't worry, she's not going to throw you under the bus, blah blah blah. Sir, she did. And what are you going to do about it? Nothing. He did nothing. February comes, we get sentenced. They give me 11.8
No honor amongst thieves. Like, seriously?
years. I'm like,
this is my thing where I kind of find a lot of women funny, okay? Like, if you deal with cheaters, you think they're gonna not cheat on you? If you deal with someone, okay, who has so little morality that they would knowingly, I'm pretty sure they know it, right? Deliver packages to people. Come on, I doubt they have that high morality.
bro, what? They end up giving her 4 years, and she ended up getting out 2 months after we got sentenced. So I'm like, bro, no fucking way. Mind you, 6 months prior, she had gotten arrested in New York for the same thing. So it's like she had prior convictions of this same stuff, but she's over here trying to say that I recruited her. Like, girl, you've been doing this way before me. This was my first time doing something like this. So anyways, she gets out.
You never seen a funny woman?
Back in like May, and they're over here telling me like your earliest release date is 2027, and I'm like, ain't no way I'm staying here till 2027. I'm writing like letters to Trump, to the White House. Nobody's getting back to me. I'm over here texting like everybody I know, like, please help
Letters to Trump? Unbelievable.
me get out of prison. At the time, the UK prison systems were so full, they were at 99% capacity. So originally you only have to serve 50% of your sentence, but then they changed it to 40%. Then like months later, they changed it to 30%. And then finally, by the grace of God, the law passed and they said foreign nationals need to be automatically deported because we don't have no space here for them. So they recalculated my sentence in September, and they said I was time served. So by the time they were looking for flights for me, they were like, oh, your passport is expired, so we need to get you an emergency passport. So it took like 3 weeks to get an emergency passport. And then they told me, they're like, your flight is booked for December 3rd. So December 3rd, they escorted me to the airport. They gave me a little debit card with $1,500 on it, because apparently if you agree to get deported from the UK, they give you $1,500 as an incentive to leave their country. So I got a debit card and they took.
Are you kidding me? What the hell is wrong with people? Like, seriously, they paid her to leave the country. I mean, like, God, it's ridiculous. The answer is ego. That they're the special exception, and that they're so special. Miracles happen to them because of love. Basically, validating their insecurities. I think a lot of women are insecure. Exact. Girl, at 23, my God, you are amazing. You are, like, seriously, you are on point. I'm falling in love. Like, you are on point. I love the logic you constantly push out, right? Amazing stuff right there. I'll take that back. I've seen him turn a fool into a simp. That's pretty funny.
Me to the gate, watched me get on my flight, and I came home. They did keep my phone though, like I didn't get that back. And I didn't get back all the stuff I got arrested with. Like, I took my camera to vlog, I took my Beats headphones, all my clothes, like everything. They still have it. Like, they did not give that stuff back to me. But it wasn't so bad. Like, I don't have to serve any time here in America. Thank God. I served 19 months. Everything worked out in my favor. But at the end of the day, if you're out here lying on my name, saying things that aren't true, or trying to use my story as your own story, knowing damn well you did what you did. Just know God don't like ugly. And I got all the proof, all the legal papers with everybody's testimonies, all the pictures.
I think this the audacity, right? The audacity to talk about God while you are basically dealing drugs. The audacity to talk about God while you're dealing drugs. Plus, she is probably, yeah, she's probably some kind of shady content creator. So the audacity, unbelievable.
Of everybody's involvement. And even though I'm not going to air anybody's business out or anything like that, just know that I forgave the girl that did what she did. We're no longer friends anymore. If you know her, you know her. If she's out here in these streets talking shit about me, y'all know I'm not a bad person. I've already heard some.
Whiskey. You do forgive all your family members, but I cannot forget. I struggle with forgiveness and pray to God to give me the strength to forgive. You know, again, you know what? The best revenge is just to live the best life you can. Right? You don't have to forget, but the best revenge is to live the best life you can. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the love, brother.
Many things of the things that she's been saying out there in LA about me. I don't care. That's my old life. I'm here. I'm out. By the grace of God, I get to spend Christmas and New Year's with my family. I did spend the last 2 birthdays in prison, my 25th and my 26th, but oh well, at least I didn't have to spend 11 years locked up. So yeah. Anyway, shout out to all my other co-defendants. I'm glad y'all are all home. Much love. We did that. Okay, bye.
Oh my God. What do you guys think? This is a thing where, you know, I saw no self-reflection, right? And this is my biggest gripe with a lot of women is that women never gain self-reflection, right? Some accountability, right? To say that, you know what, I was stupid. I was stupid. Stupid and lucky, mad lucky, right? But stupid for like listening to strangers online, stupid for doing something that was obviously wrong. You know, this is why it's a lack of accountability. She's going to go back sooner or later. I wouldn't be surprised, right? I wouldn't be surprised with her, like, honestly, such a low IQ right here, right? I mean, like, I wouldn't be surprised that, you know, it will, shit like that will happen again. So, ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But what do you guys think? Jeremiah, what is up, my brother? She's on a journey. Don't judge her. Yeah, she is on her journey. She is on a journey indeed. I would definitely say she is on a journey. Right? I would definitely say that. Let's do some more TikTok videos. Let's do some more TikTok videos. Honestly, the best way to forgive is to do it yourself. Do it for yourself. So you move on. You don't have to forgive those that harm you, and don't listen to anyone that tells you otherwise, Whiskey. Prioritize yourself. 100%. I love it. Dropping some gems, Drangoon. All right? I love it. Drango, right? Drango. Dropping some gems. I'm terrible with names. God. But yes, I 100% agree. Okay. This is a thing where you know what? I've learned this where there was a good chunk in time, and I kind of still do that, but it's like I think about other people, right? Whiskey, thank you for the love. Right? Thank you for the love. There was a time where I thought so much about others, right? I think so much about others, and it felt like I didn't prioritize myself. I didn't think about myself. And there comes a point in time in your life where you care so much about others, but at the end of the day, it shows you that you don't care about yourself. So I hope that you prioritize yourself. You focus on your own happiness. You focus on your own contentment, right? So I think that is very important. Delusional is allowed to continue when there are willing enablers and truth to frame as abuse. I love that. I love that. That's amazing, right? Ooh, amazing stuff. All right, let's do some more. Thank you. Thank you for the love. Jeremiah. You guys are amazing. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's do some TikTok. Let's do some more TikTok videos.
What kills me about the male loneliness epidemic is that women are just as lonely. People just don't care as much. Think about it. Like, really think. If we're having a spike in men that are more lonely than ever, it means there's also a spike in women that are more lonely than ever, but women are choosing to accept it and be okay with it, because women would rather be alone than to be miserable in company. But men would rather make someone miserable than to be alone. So when men are alone, they make it this big ass deal. Oh, male loneliness epidemic.
That's stupid, right? The only time I see people talking about the male loneliness is I see women talking about it. Buster, thank you. It's all good. It's all good. This is a thing where, I only see women talk about male loneliness. I don't see men. Right? I don't see men talking about no male loneliness. So that's the problem. Men understand it. Men understand a life of loneliness. So men aren't out here complaining or talking about the male loneliness shit. It is women.
Oh my God, it's an epidemic. But women are just as lonely. They're just taking it better, I guess. I am so grateful.
Buster. Yeah, I mean, yo, Whiskey, you should definitely join the Discord, right? So you can have more conversations with with everyone. She is.
To be alive during this time when women are so aware. And I really can't wait for society to get to a point where men are aware as well. I don't think we're going to get to that point in this lifetime. Maybe not while I'm alive. Maybe it's going to take much longer than that. But I hope that one day it does get to a point where men...
I agree. She's lying. Women love being in toxic relationships rather than being truly single. I agree. I think so. Right? I think so.
Are emotionally aware of what's happening right now, because the male loneliness epidemic has nothing to do with women and everything to do with men.
So her thing is female loneliness is because of men. Yet male loneliness doesn't have anything to do with women. It's absolutely tiring. Absolutely tiring. I mean, like her logic is honestly low. Like it's just low IQ logic. It's like, this is a thing where men are not here talking about male loneliness. Right? Men out here are not talking about male loneliness. They don't care. It's reality, right? Men aren't complaining about it on average. It is what it is. Okay. So that's a moot point. Second, yeah, I mean, here's my thing. Okay. The male loneliness studies are more about just men not having relationships of any kind, right? Family, friendships, or women. Plain and simple. To say that it's, because of men, it's like, okay, but men don't complain about it. Men get it. Men understand it. Men do understand it. Seems like women don't. Seems like, honestly, women's loneliness, it's because of them, not because of men. It's 100% because of women. Okay? Because one, women have abundance of options. If they don't choose from their options, that is their choice. That is their choice. But at the end of the day, take accountability. Your female loneliness is up to you. It's your fault. 100%. I'll say the same thing with men. Okay? If men are lonely, at the end of the day, it's your fault. It's your cross to bear. Jeremiah, I agree. We call it solitude. Some of us enjoy it. I mean, like, literally, there's a movement, right? MGTOW. Men that go their own way. So, again, men don't mind, the solitude, the loneliness. Men can deal with it, right? Women like their loneliness to be noticed by men. You know what? I agree. I agree, right? Whiskey said, women like their loneliness to be noticed by men. I think women like their loneliness to be noticed by everyone. Okay?
This man had the audacity to ask me what I brought to the table, which is crazy because in 2025, are we still asking this question? Okay. But nonetheless, he asked me the question. I said, well, nothing. I don't bring anything to the table. He said, I can never date a woman like you. Great. You're not in my caliber of man anyway. What? This man had the audacity to ask me what I brought to the table, which is crazy because in 2025, are we still asking this question? Okay. But nonetheless, he asked me the question. I said, well, nothing. I don't bring anything to the table. He said, I can never date a woman like you. Great. You're not in my caliber of man anyway. What? This man had the audacity.
I think women aren't lonely enough. Caliber of men. And what would that be? What would caliber of man you think would fit with a woman like this? Who honestly brings nothing to the table, right? There's nothing about her that's worth it. What caliber of man you think would even go for a woman like this? I would say bottom of the barrel.
Ladies, if we do not collectively lower our standards, we are all going to die alone. In our beautifully clean, decorated homes with regulated nervous systems and all toilet seats down. Ladies, if we do not collectively lower our standards, we are all going to die alone. In our beautifully clean, decorated homes with regulated nervous systems and all toilet seats down. Ladies, if
This is a thing where I'll probably be the few correction to many women like to air out their suffering so they can get sympathy and social capital by being victims. Basically using the victim card to get power. Dang, I love that. On point. I love that. Dango, I love that. Bro, I wouldn't give her $10 a day for her. I wouldn't too. I wouldn't even give $1. Right? I wouldn't even give $1. Jabba the Hutt. I wouldn't even give her $1. This is a thing where, again, leave women alone. I'm a big supporter of leaving women alone. I think a lot of modern day Western women, okay, they are unfit to be in relationships. Plain and simple. Okay. I think a lot of modern day Western women are unfit to be in a relationship. They don't have the mindset. They don't have the temperament. They are selfish. They only think about themselves. Well, cool. No, great. No one is forcing a woman. No one forces a woman to be with a man. So you don't have to, right? You don't have to be with someone. No one forces you. So I think, okay, I'm a big supporter of women just staying single. Women that are like these, just stay single, right? You are better off being alone. More power to you.
Women don't like nice guys. I work with women all day and I hear them complaining about toxic men. And then when a guy is nice to them, they just always talk about how he's just too thirsty.
Exactly, Jeremiah. This is the thing where I said, leave Western women alone. Leave modern Western women alone. Get a passport, travel the world. Okay? Get a passport and travel the world. My brothers, okay? Women here don't want you. There's more women in the world. Plain and simple. Don't force a woman to want you. Don't force a woman to want you. Travel the world and see what's out there. Okay?
How is he too thirsty because he's into you? And then you want to complain about the men that are talking to multiple other women and are emotionally unavailable and don't give you time of the day? Women don't like nice guys. I work with women all day and I hear them complaining about toxic men. And then when a guy is nice to them, they just always talk about how he's just too thirsty. How is he too thirsty because he's into you? And then you want to complain about the men that are talking to multiple other women and are emotionally unavailable and don't give you time of the day? Women don't.
Out from a woman's mouth, right? I think this is the thing where it's not really necessarily nice guy. It's attraction, okay? Dating statistics have shown, dating studies have shown that most women find most men unattractive. Most women find most men unattractive. So the most men that are unattractive probably falls under the nice guys, right? Probably follows under the nice guys. Jeremiah, nice. Fishing in the morning. I love that. All right. Have a good night, my brother. All right. Have a good time fishing. Amazing stuff. I think a lot of women seem to think men work like women, but they're dumber. They think powerful, high status men work like high status women in their circle. Interesting. I kind of see that. I could see that.
You know things are bad when you are no longer physically able to picture yourself being in a relationship or being in love at some point in the future. I remember I used to get so giddy and excited every single time I thought about my future and what that would look like with a partner. Like I would always conjure up these made up scenarios of myself and some mystery man of how we met or conversations we'd have or what our life would look like together. And I realized recently that I'm no longer able to do that. Like when I think about my future, I no longer see a man in it. And it makes me sad because, again, like I mentioned, it used to make me really excited about the possibility of like, ooh, who is this person going to be? But now I'm in this place of like, I just don't think it's going to happen.
Whiskey, thank you for all the love tonight. Men have hobbies that give solace. A woman's hobby is nagging a man. I wouldn't disagree. But I definitely agree, right? I definitely agree. Men's hobbies are very important. Okay? Men's hobbies are very important. It gives men a breather, right? It gives men an escape from the harsh realities of the world, right? So men having a hobby is it's a great thing, right? Great thing. I mean, like you can see, I'm a man with hobbies.
I would love for it to happen and I'm very open to it happening, but
I agree, Buster. If a woman has cool hobbies, she learned from a man. I kind of agree.
in this current phase of my life, at least where I'm currently at right now, it just does not seem like that's a possibility. It doesn't seem real. Like, even going further, I typically have a very specific type of man that I'm attracted to, and I could always picture myself with that kind of person. But even now, I'm just like, I don't even know what kind of person I see myself with. And I don't even want to put in the energy of like trying to hype myself up about something that I really want.
This is the thing where this woman is, I mean, I've done a few videos of this woman, and her pretty much her whole shtick is just talking about single life, right? Talking about, and she goes back and forth, right? Talking about how she would want to be in a relationship, but then also talking about how she doesn't want to be in a relationship. It's the insanity of a lot of women. It's the insanity of like a lot of modern day Western women, in my opinion. This is their coping mechanism, right?
Because historically speaking, nothing in my life ever goes the way that I want it to, or nothing ever happens when I want it to. And so I'm like, okay, well, I'm not.
See, that's the problem a lot of women don't recognize, okay? if, let's say, if I was her therapist, I would say that's your problem. Okay. That is a lot of women's problems, in my opinion. It's the seek of perfection. It's the seek of, it has to my way or the highway, how I want it to go, right? Things don't go how I want it to go. The man is not how I want him to be. Things don't happen when I want it to happen. That's the problem with so many women. The confinement of their viewpoints, right? The confinement of their mindset. The situation has to be perfect. The man has to be perfect. The timing has to be perfect. Everything has to be how I want it to be. No wonder you're single. No wonder you're single, because you are erratic. You are honestly delusional. Thinking about Mystery Man and our future together, DA, this is what I meant when I said in the past, a lot of women have hobbies and spend time, money revolved around men, real or fictional. Oh, I like that. Okay. Now, I kind of agree, right? I, in my honest opinion, right? Not all women, but I think a lot of women, their hobbies are revolved around very superficial things, right? Very superficial things, in a sense that I don't think it's very fulfilling. Okay. Now, I'm not necessarily saying materialism in the sense that it's not fulfilling. I'm more saying that their way of materialism is unfulfilling. Like a closet full of clothes that sometimes you barely wear. Okay. Right? Or a closet full of shoes that you barely wear, and then sometimes you forget. It's unfulfilling. I think shit like that, there's no meaning to it. There's no heart with it. Right? And that's the problem I find with a lot of women's hobbies. There's no heart.
I'm not even going to try to imagine myself with this type of man, because I can't guarantee that's going to happen. It's probably not even going to happen that way. But I guess I'm just really grieving that once very hopeful version of myself. I'm grieving the version of myself that was much younger, maybe like mid-20s, that was like, oh my God, I can't wait to meet someone. And now I'm 30 and a half years old and I'm feeling the complete opposite way when I think of
35. This is why I've said this. I said this before too. I said this, as women age, they become bigger red flags. Why? Okay. As women age, they become bigger red flags. Why? Because a lot of women, they become more jaded, right? As time goes on, right? Life experience for a lot of women will make them jaded, will make them disagreeable, will make them combative, will make them aggressive, will make them, honestly, just a lot of times unsuitable partner because of life, right? Because of life experiences, particularly, let's say for her, being single for so long, it has made her honestly just, I don't know, just really incompatible, uncompromisable, right? As a partner. Artie, what is up, my brother? Thank you for being here. No shit, nothing in life went the way I wanted. For every door that closed on mine, several more opened. That is true, right? I mean, you gotta look for it. You gotta look for the best opportunities you can, okay? And this is the thing where I've experienced it, right? Where, certain doors close, but, it's within your power to open new doors. You just got to make the effort.
About my life 10 years in the future, I don't know what I see. I see nothing, because I feel like my life trajectory just continues to change. And like I said, I can't see myself with a partner anymore. This could be a mixture of a variety of things, like maybe my mind is trying to protect me. Maybe this is a sign that my life is just gonna head in a completely different direction than ending up with someone. Maybe me not being able to picture myself with someone ever again is just a phase. I don't really know, but I hate it here. I hate that I don't get excited about the potential of meeting someone like I used to. I don't know.
I love that. I heard a saying from a wise man: women can't handle the reality of reality. I 100% agree. I like that. I really like that. I'm going to steal that.
Maybe this is a good thing. Maybe it's good. I'm not completely putting all of my eggs in one basket of being like, yep, this is exactly how my life is going to end up. Maybe life will surprise me usually tends to do so, but it is pretty wild that I no longer picture myself with anyone anymore, let alone a specific kind of person, and it makes me sad. You know things are bad when you... One of the reasons why...
You know, this is a thing where, like I say, one of the most beautiful things about women, okay? I think one of the most beautiful things about women is their magic, okay? I believe one of the most beautiful things about women is their magic. And in my honest opinion, when women loses that magic, it's not that attractive, in my opinion, okay? It's not that attractive anymore, right? I think women bring beauty and love into a man's life. And when women become jaded, miserable, like, it's not worth dealing, right? They can't even deal with the thought of being or dealing with the reality or real things in general. I kind of see that.
Why I continuously choose to stay single is because I simply have not yet met anyone that has made me want to change my mind about being single. And I was thinking about this the other day, right? Because
I've said this before, right? I've said this before. The hardest thing when it comes to women is changing their mind. You know, this is a thing where I said this, that why dating with women, okay? Dating when it comes to women, don't date a woman that's not into you. Why? Don't date a woman that's not into you, because honestly, women makes things hard. Women make things hard because if you're going on a date with a woman who you know that she's not already attracted to you, she doesn't already, she's not already interested in you. Okay, then it will be an uphill battle. You will have to go to the extreme. You will have to do everything in your power to change her mind into being attracted to you, into being into you. Okay, and that is a harder thing. You have to make it amazing. Okay, you will have to make the dating experience, whatever, amazing. You have to impress her. You have to do so much. When honestly, if she's into you, right? She's attracted to you. She's into you. She wants you. You could go to fucking McDonald's, right? You could go to McDonald's and she'll still want to go out to you. Because if she's into you, she will make it easy for you to be with her. A woman that's into you will make it easy for you to be with her. A woman that's not into you, a woman that's not attracted to you, she will make it as hard as it can be for you to be with her. And the only way you can change it is that you overcome such all these obstacles. It's a daunting fact. It's a daunting task. So it's not worth it. A lot of men seem to love innocence, but just sexual purity, but not just sexual purity, but emotional purity. A zest for life, passion, lightheartedness, hope, and lightness filled with sincerity seem to melt men. God, seriously, every time this girl talks, I cannot stop agreeing with her. Every time this girl talks, I cannot stop agreeing with her. 100%. Okay? Men go out of this world. Men deal with reality. Men deal with reality, right? Men deal with how harsh the world is, how harsh reality is. Men know it. The world is unfair, and men experience its unfairness, right? Men experience its unfairness. Men do. So, what magic women bring is that right there, okay? When men don't have to deal with how harsh the world is in his own home, right? How men don't have to deal with how harsh the world is in his own home, in his own relationship. That is the beauty. That is the amazingness of women. That is the power of women, right? Bringing that, what Dango said, right? The emotional purity, right? The zest for life, the passion, the lightheartedness, the hope, the lightness filled with sincerity. It's like that right there is magical, right? Women bring in the magic into men's life. That is the power of women. Women do not need to be equal to men. They don't need to be as strong as men. They don't need to be equal to men. Right? It's like men would conquer the world for women. Right? All you gotta be is just women. That is it. All you gotta be is that right there. 100%. Buster, that is crazy. Right? Some men get STDs from their wives. That is a sad reality for some men.
I often go so back and forth between like, I really like
whiskey. Women are soft and smell good, but I think 90% of single women have incurable STDs. I am 100% clean. I haven't been in a relationship in a while, so it's the sad reality.
being single. I don't want to lose my independence. And then there's obviously other moments where I'm like, wow, I really wish that I had someone. I miss just being close to someone, all of those things. Like, it is such a paradox all the time for me. But I've mentioned this previously too. My desire to be single is greater than my desire to be in a relationship. And I honestly don't think.
What man? Okay, this is the problem, right? With no accountability, no self-reflection in so many women. What man wants to battle that? What man wants to tackle that? What man wants to break down those walls? I've done it before. I would never do it again. You love being single, all the more power to you. Right? I'm not saying men to stop dating Western women because I hate Western women, right? I hate modern Western women. No. I say men stop dating modern day Western women because of that. Right? Men now have to compete with women's desire to be single. Don't. Stop it. Right? Don't change people. And I've said this before. I'm not going to change you. Right? You love being single? Great. I'll support it. More power to you. You love being single so much? I support it. I wish you the best. I wish you the most happiest single life for the rest of your life that you can have. I hope it. I wish it. I will never try to change a woman's mind. If you are happy being single, I'm 100% the biggest supporter of it. So this is why I said, don't deal with modern day Western women. They rather be single. Go to somewhere else where the women actually want to be in a relationship. They actually want to be with you. I know because I've seen this trope in anime. The men in anime either lose this often, first love, childhood love, and go batshit insane, or meeting these women makes them want to be better men. And that's the power of women, right? When you meet a great woman, you want to pursue to be better men, right? The last woman I loved, right? The last woman I loved, I wanted to be the best version I can, okay? I wanted to be the best man I can be. So that's the power of a lot of women. And I love it. I've seen some animes like that. Now, I'm not a biggest fan of, lovey-dovey anime or, but I've seen some animes like that.
I think that's going to change until I meet someone.
Laughing man, what is up, my brother? What is up?
Someone that is going to make me feel more excited to be in a relationship than to be single. Like, not even joking when I say I can think of more reasons why it's better to be single.
I would never have a one-night stand. It's dangerous. It is dangerous, right? One-night stands is dangerous. Now, would I say I've never had a one-night stand? I've had it. I don't really do it much, right? Because I prefer to be in a relationship. I prefer to be in a relationship, so that's not my thing. But yeah, I'd done it when I was younger.
Than to be in a relationship, but what I'm waiting for is for that person to come into my life and show me why being in a relationship could be better than being single. And until that happens, if it happens, when that happens, I'm gonna choose the side of being single because, in my opinion, that's better. But I do want someone to change my mind. I'm not saying that I necessarily enjoy being here all the time. I do believe that there is somebody that is gonna make me change my mind one day about this. But you better believe that until that day comes, if that day comes, I'm gonna choose.
This is the problem, right? Just like women say, right? I make my own money. I pay my own bills. I do all of this. I'm not gonna be with a man until, you know, he he can benefit me. This is what man wants to do that, right? The way a lot of women talk, it's just you sound draining, right? It's just so draining to be with so many women. It like a lot of women like being with them sounds like a chore, right? It sounds like a battle. It sounds like a chore. It's like women make being with them so honestly miserable, right? It sounds so miserable. And guess what type of men can deal with that? The men that don't care, the players, the bad boys, the pookies. Why they don't care? Because they're just going to hit it and quit it, right? That's it. These men don't care because they know that they can suffer through it in the short term. They know they can suffer through it in the short term while they can hit it and quit it. Once they're done hitting and quitting it, boom, you can be as miserable as you want because they don't care. Those are the only men that can go for it, or the men that you don't want, but okay, you don't want them. So really, this is why I said it. Don't be with these types of women because honestly, they will just make your life miserable. Changing women's mind is honestly, I'm never for that. However women want their life to be, i.e. you want to be single, you like singlehood, keep it, right? I support it. I support your singlehood.
Singleness over just being in a relationship because it's something that I crave every once in a while. And that's genuinely the way that I see it going for me because as of yet, every single man that has been into my life has only made my life worse and has brought out the absolute worst in me and just made me become.
I'm going to check the Bonnie Blue thing, right? I've been hearing that a lot lately, so I'll definitely check that out.
A version of myself that I absolutely hate and do not ever want to see again. So like I said, until I meet someone that actually makes me change my mind about that makes me excited to be in a relationship, I'm not going to be in a relationship. I'm not going to date. I'm not going to look for anyone, which I don't do that anyway. But what I'm really hoping for, what I am holding out for is that person that is going to make me excited to date them. That person that is going to change my mind from it's better to be single than being in a relationship to hey, maybe it's better being in a relationship than it is being single. But I know it's going to take a very, very special person to be able to change my mind about that, which I do hope is the case because singleness is all I know. It's obviously the thing that I'm comfortable with, but I do want to experience that version of me that is in a relationship and that is excited for that kind of lifestyle. But I can tell you for sure, I ain't met anyone yet that has made me feel that way. So we're just going to keep waiting until that happens.
You are in your mid-30s. Keep waiting. Keep waiting.
Everyone needs to stop acting like finding new hobbies and having a million different hobbies is going to be the solution to all of your life's problems. Especially when it...
But that guy wouldn't want her. I mean, I agree, right? I don't think that guy would want her. On a butterfly tattoo.
When it comes to singleness, I have been chronically single my entire life. Like I have never had a man in my life for a long period of time. So basically, all I've had my entire life was my friends and my hobbies. So how do you think it makes me feel when I do have a guy in my life for a short period of time and things don't work out and I'm upset about it, and then I have people telling me, just get a new hobby? Do you actually think Like where in your brain do you think that me finding a new hobby is going to suddenly make me forget about this person and all of the memories that we shared together? It's going to completely erase away all of the future plans that my brain had imagined that we would have together. Like, I don't think you guys realize having a crush is also a hobby. Yeah, I said it. When you have a person in your life that brings novelty and fun experiences into your life and you invest into that, that is a hobby. So God forbid things end badly or things don't work out with a guy and I'm upset about it because that person for that period of time was one of my hobbies. That's like someone coming up to me and being like, hey Alexa, just, starting tomorrow, you are never allowed to dance again. But you need to stop thinking about it and you shouldn't be upset about it because you just need more hobbies. Think about how idiotic that sounds. And it's so frustrating how people act like having hobbies is this cure-all for feeling loneliness when you're single, or grieving a life that you thought you were going to have, or grieving a relationship that didn't end up happening. Yes, hobbies are amazing. Hobbies are a great way to fill your time and bring joy to your spirit. But telling someone to get more hobbies when they are in the midst of heartbreak or sadness or grief is quite literally the worst advice. Because do you think that I have gone my entire life not pursuing my hobbies? Like, that's all I do. So again, if something doesn't work out with a man, for example, and I'm upset about it, me going to the dance studio or taking a trip or reading a book is not going to suddenly solve all of my problems. Like, this whole hobby talk has gotten so out of control, especially for single people, at least from
Machiavelli. What is up, my brother? What is up? Thank you for being here.
what I've seen, and I'm tired of it.
Every time I see this woman, she's a miserable person, right? A lot of women don't understand that they are the problem. They are why they have nobody, okay? A lot of women, dating is easy for women, and yet they constantly fail. And they never reevaluate, never self-reflect. And you know what? Come to the conclusion that, you know what? You are the problem. You are the problem. You're a miserable person. You are a miserable person. You really are. It doesn't seem fun to be around you. It doesn't seem like a good thing to be around you. It seems like more of a headache. Okay? It seems more of a headache to be with you. You seem such a miserable person to be with. Okay? And then you expect a man to change your mind about your amazing single life. Just stop it, right? This is a thing where a lot of women got to honestly accept it and just live in that mindset where just be single and childless for the rest of your life, right? Just be single and childless for the rest of your life. Like, live that life. Live the life of being single and childless. That's the best for you. Plain and simple. So, what do you guys think? Yes, I know that they can't do that. I know that they can't do that. I definitely know that. Which is it is crazy in a way. Whiskey. I just got a 2012 Great Eastern Cutlery knife that I could not afford when it came out. Really? How much is that knife? What kind of knife that you couldn't afford? But thank you for the love. Thank you for the love. What kind of knife that you couldn't afford? That's got to be pretty crazy. That's got to be a pretty crazy knife that you couldn't afford it. her voice is annoying. Her voice is white. I agree. Wednesdays, right? I will always have a panel, right? A panel on Wednesdays. I was wondering where you were. I was wondering where you were last Wednesday, my brother. All right, Wednesdays, all right, guys. I will always have a panel show on Wednesdays. All right. I probably won't have a panel when I go on vacation, right? But before then and after that, I will. The panel shows are on Wednesdays, right? So please mark in your calendars, right? Notifications. Let's do Wednesdays. And if you guys have any debate topics, conversation ideas, please please tell me. I would love to, oh yeah, you were in a project. All good. It's all good. But next time, right? The next one. Definitely check out the next one. Definitely check out the next one. What? So in 2012, you couldn't afford it at $250, but now you paid $600, bro. That must be some good ass. That must be an amazing ass knife. King, what is up? What is up? Thank you for coming from Kick. Thank you, my brother. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing some love. I love you. I love you, my brother. I'm waiting for this video to load, so excuse me if it's taking a bit of time. I don't know why. Ugh, this is annoying. Trying to wait for this video to load. I don't know why it's not loading. Bro, thank you for the love. I was on Heritage Auctions and bought 4K of coins. You are crazy. All slab, gold, and silver. Yo, I do love the coin collecting thing. Do I have one? I thought I did. I thought I did. Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the love. I thought I did. I might. Do I have it? Addicted to motorcycles and guitars. I definitely want to, and I'm saving up money, right? I'm saving up money to buy some guns. I want to do some gun collecting, right? I want to do some gun collecting. I do want to eventually buy a motorcycle, maybe a midlife crisis kind of thing. But I definitely want to do that eventually.
Hi.
You got an insane gun collection? Oh, that is awesome. I love it. I eventually I want to do that, right? Eventually I want to have a bit of a gun collection. I think that'll be fun. I think I really want to get a bike. I do. Makes you feel like an actual hero, superhero. I love that. Yo. Really? Dango, your hobby is learning about history and geopolitics. Geopolitics and history. You gotta tell me some, right? Dango, would you ever go on stream? Right? Would you ever? Would you like to go on? Mic up and go on a stream if you're not too shy for that? Because I would love to learn. We could always talk about that. I would love. That would be really cool. Geopolitics is interesting. I like history too. I got a World War II Navy Bayonet, authentic. That my thing. Really? You are a World War II collector. See, dude's hobbies are cool. Yes, dude's hobbies are cool. I mean, like, what can I say? I think dude's hobbies are very cool. I love hobbies. I love my brothers having cool hobbies. It's awesome. I love studying me some ancient war and 20th century geopolitics. Sure, why not? I'm not sure about. No, yeah, you don't need to show your face. Just mic up, right? Zyrax was just on Wednesday, right? Zyrax was just on Wednesday. We had a conversation too, right? Again, no need to cam up. Just mic up, and we definitely have a talk. We definitely do some talks, some debates, right? I don't know. We can always debate or have a conversations on politics or any kind of topic. So I'm always down for that. All right, let's end out the stream. Let's end out the stream on some Kendra G's. All right, let's end out the stream on some Kendra G. Always interesting to check out. Yo, I haven't done Valentine's Day. I haven't done Valentine's Day shit for a long ass time. Okay, so or alimony. Yeah, I mean, like, seriously. I make money, so I could. Right now, I'm making money, so I'm thinking about the future. Right, I'm thinking about the future, but you gotta enjoy your money. You gotta enjoy your wealth. Right, enjoy it while it lasts. So. Enjoy your wealth while it lasts. Okay, so let's check out some Kendra G. It's been a little while since I watched some Kendra G. I don't know. She's been annoying, right? Kendra G has been a bit of annoying, so I tend not to watch some of her stuff, but from time to time, I'll check her out, right? From time to time, I'll check her out. So let's check it out then.
Hi.
Have you been here before?
Never.
Okay. What's your name, honey?
Jewel.
Are you in a good mood?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say you seem like you got an attitude at the door.
No. Why would I have an attitude?
I don't know.
No.
Okay.
Who would call in with an attitude?
You'll be surprised.
No, it's more or less like people pull the attitude out of you, but I don't think anybody should call in with an attitude. No.
Okay. Jewel, where you calling us from, honey?
Ohio.
Ohio. And how old are you?
38.
38. And what you do for a living?
Stay at home mom.
Okay. How do you pay your bills?
God.
How does God send you the money to pay your bills?
It just happens when
you are a stay-at-home mom and God sends you money, or do you mean the state? Are women now equating the state to God? Is that what women are doing now? Right? God as in the state? Un-effing believable. Right? Un-effing believable. That is what women are doing? Using
when you're blessed, you blessed, and you just get money from all different kind of streams of income,
Do you get child support?
I do.
Oh, okay. So is that how you get to stay home?
It's one of the ways, yeah.
Okay. How old's your baby?
I have 5 of them.
How old are your kids?
My youngest is 3. He just turned 3. Then I have a 4-year-old. Then I have a 9-year-old. Then I have a 15-year-old and a 19-year-old.
How old are you? 38. And what's your zodiac sign?
I don't believe in zodiac signs.
Okay. How many children's dads do you have?
1.
Why you not with this man? Y'all got 5 kids together.
Because somebody shot and killed him.
Okay.
That's a really hard question to ask people.
I apologize. I think here's the deal. I'm very sorry that happened to you. From my point of view, it's a very normal question to ask when you have a person that has that many kids and then they're looking for love. So it's very normal for me to ask that question, but I'm sorry that is the answer for you. Yeah. So I do apologize.
That's no problem.
It's a, this is a dating show, and I stand by that question because obviously.
Wait, I don't get it. I mean, maybe I don't know about it, right? But if the man is dead, how are you getting child support? I'm a little confused, right? I mean, how's that work? If the man is dead, how are you getting child support? Marxists targets women on purpose, thus feminism. They're always the victim. They definitely are. They definitely are. Whiskey. Thank you for the love. When the corn auction is over, I went over to the natural history auction. There were 3 meteorites I wanted, but the bidding was frenetic. Tapped out when the price went over 600 on each. You want to buy some meteorite? That's pretty badass, right? That is pretty badass to buy some meteorites. And I love auctions. I had to say, wait, those are dangerous, right? I was spending a lot of money on eBay auctions. Those are dangerous. But a meteorite collection, that is badass. I love that.
We're looking for a next person, and it's logic because like you have 5 kids by one person, you would think that, oh, why are you guys not together? But I am sorry. And
so his social security would be paying her? I didn't know that. She gets her dead man's social security. That's interesting. I did not know that. Okay. Even if you weren't married, you get that? I mean, I don't know if she said she was married with the guy. I doubt it. But that's interesting. I did not know that. I did not know that you could get the man's social security. That's interesting. Okay. I learn something every day. That's why I love my chat. Some smart ass people. Not in the bad way, but some very intelligent people. My siblings got it. It goes to the kids. Okay, I got it. I get it. Understood.
I mean, wow, your child's 3. I'm sorry that you had to go through that.
Yeah, and he actually got shot on his son's birthday. So, and then my other son, they actually share birthdays. Their birthdays are like 3 days apart. So yeah, that's a very tender question. And like sometimes have you ever heard of rage baiting? Like you'll just say mean stuff to get people to say something. Have you ever heard of that? Rage baiting, like you pick at somebody real tender, like, but my point is when you ask somebody a hard question, you definitely want to be able to back that up because like, yeah, that's tender.
Well, let me jump in. I'm going to defend myself in that case. Now, like I said, I apologize because of what you went through, but it's a very logical question as hosting a dating show. If I'm hosting a dating show and I have a woman and I'll ask a woman if she has a 2-year-old, like you just saw, why are you not with the dad, right? These are the things that when you
Yeah,
are
that was kind of
dating.
mean for her too. I mean, just even the
Well,
advice.
I'm not gonna stand by it to mean it's a logical question. I'm not trying to be. I want to be sympathetic to your case in particular, but that question won't go away because this is a dating show. So I'm gonna ask questions that pertain to dating. And again, when I sit here, look, you meeting me for the first time, meeting you for the first time. I don't know you prior to this. Obviously, your answer was very terrible, and I already said I apologize for that. But it's not rage baiting, it's question baiting because this is a dating show. So I'm gonna ask you questions along the lines of dating. And I will say this: are you familiar with my show?
Yeah,
Okay, so with you being familiar with my show, then you call me knowing me. I don't know you, but you call me knowing me. So you volunteer to be on the show knowing who I am. So
I kind of like what Laughing Man said. Now, I'm not saying this is on balance and probability. I'm not saying, every black man is a criminal or a gangster and stuff like that. But I definitely want to hear a lot of these women's stories about their men dying, right? By gunshots. You don't usually die from random gunshots, right? Just out of nowhere, out of the blue, you got shot to death, right? It doesn't happen, that often, right? It doesn't happen. I mean, I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's not that highly likely, right? It's not that highly likely. So I would definitely hear if her man was into that life. Well, no sympathy there. Second, she's very hostile already, right? She has an attitude. She already has, this kind of personality already. So you already tell what type of woman she is. She had a rough, hard ridden 30. She looks 50.
that's not rage baiting when you already know who you calling up. You just don't call if you feel that way.
You're right. I
I
care for you. We the same. We one and the same. You a black woman. I'm a black woman. I don't go for tearing black women down. I support you. I've been watching you since you broke up in COVID and that whole story that you tell. I know it all. So yeah, I just don't tear other black people down. Like
I don't think it's tearing you down though by asking you a question knowledge based on dating. I'm not gonna agree with that's a tearing down.
The comments are kind of mean, but I'm not watching the comments. But that's okay. Like
what the what does the comment have to do with like the host? She's not making the comments.
Bullying. This
is what I'm gonna say to this, Jewel, and just being honest and transparent, and we are grown. You volunteered a call, right? Mm-hmm. And you said you've been watching me for 5 years. So when you pushed the button, sat up and called us, you volunteered to deal with everything that you are speaking on right now.
Like a vessel.
And I can't, and whether it's right or wrong, we could debate all day if the comments are mean, if you don't like the way my questions are, we could debate that. But the fact of the matter is you volunteered to be a part of it. And I stand by that, especially with 5 years in. When you call us, you know what you're getting into. And that's why in the beginning, and I don't know if I was reading energy, but I felt like there was something. That's why I said, are you in a good mood? I felt
Whiskey. You're showing so much love tonight. Thank you, my brother. My best buy from Heritage Auction was a Parisian wool rug. The shipping killed me, but I'm glad I have it. It's a huge rug and had fold it over to fit my room. I'm glad I bought it. That's really cool. I would love, you don't have to tell me, but I would love to know how much that set you back. Again, my best buy on eBay was my first appearance of Wolverine, right? It's a comic book. My first appearance of Wolverine, that was my my best buy. But that cost me like about $1,400. So it wasn't cheap. I mean, So it was Down syndrome Karen. This woman has the attitude. This woman is like, honestly, just ugly personality.
Like, I felt like there was something. I didn't know what it was.
I did though. Look,
And then
let me tell you,
and now we're here. So now I feel like wait, hold on, I'm gonna let you finish. But you saying
Okay.
like, I almost feel like you have some built up animosity to a certain degree because you're saying different things that I do not agree with. So again, I don't know when your child's father passed. I can imagine
June
that is
14th of 2025. So a little bit of less or a little bit over a year ago. And like I said, on my fourth son's birthday. So talking about anybody's, I just want to go. Let's go to the next question. Let's go to the next question. Can we please go to the next question?
We'll go to the next question. Okay. So
And what a, honestly, this is a thing where, to be honest, one of the things why I dislike Kendra G's video, right, is because it's like it attracts the worst types of women. To be honest, Kendra G video, she attracts the worst types of women. It really does. Like bottom of the barrel women, like the women with the worst attitude, with the worst lifestyle. It's like, honestly.
So Jewel, Ohio, 38. So I'll call you Jewel, right?
Yeah, my name is Jewel Simpson.
Okay, I'll just call you by your first name. And you're not working, you don't believe in zodiacs. Okay, you're
No,
just
I said that I'm a stay-at-home mom, which pays me very well. So what happened is my husband got killed at work. And so
he got shot at work? What does he do? He's an officer or works in the prison? Wait, no, I don't know. He's an officer?
Therefore, we also get Social Security and workers' comp and all of those things. I graduated college in 2013 with a criminal justice degree and figured out that I didn't want to be a part of the criminal justice system. And I had kids young. My high school sweetheart, we started having kids right out of high school, which is another thing. You know, people who have kids young, they're usually, because I know we kind of read people who have kids young on this show, on this platform. And I just wanted to speak for those type of people. You know, usually people who experience sexual type of situations at young ages and babies at young ages, it's all due to unhealed trauma. And I know that because I am a victim of that. You know, somebody took advantage of me. And in that sense, I lost my I lost my innocence, and it made me promiscuous, you know. And so that's what pushed me into having sex early. And
this is a thing where a lot of women gotta. It's like it's not like I don't understand like certain things that, you know, life is hard. I get it. You know, certain traumatic experiences. I get it. But there comes a point where you got to do some self-reflection, some accountability. Okay? You don't have to do certain things. Okay? Where honestly, this is why again, I get it, right? She's been through some traumatic experiences when she was young. I understand that, but then it should have, you know, sometimes it doesn't strengthen women, strengthen people. It makes them worse. Okay? So, yeah, it's just sometimes you just got to grow up. You know, I don't think everyone lives a rosy life. Okay, a lot of people have traumas, have trials and tribulations. You know, being so I don't know, trapped by your past will only bring you victimhood.
that's why I have 5 kids. But sex just don't come. You just don't start having sex because that's just what you want to do at a young age. And like, that's trauma. So like anybody who's had kids outside of marriage, outside of wedlock, outside of anything, that's trauma. Like, that's trauma. That's because, you know, something happened that we lost value in.
Because this is the thing, right? You didn't fix your trauma at the first child. You didn't fix your trauma at the second child. You didn't fix your child. You didn't fix your trauma at this third child. It's like there comes a point where you got to wake up. Stop blaming your past, because what is it going to do, right? You going to fix your past? You're not going to change your past, right? And you keep on blaming your past. You keep on making it as an excuse. It comes to a point where you got to own up to your mistakes. You got to own up to your actions. Okay? You can't keep on using it as an escape, right? You constantly use it as oh my God, this happened, so this is why I'm doing this. That happened, so this is why I'm continuing to do this. Honestly, it's idiotic in my opinion, right? It just shows you that you want to shirk accountability. You blame everything else but yourself.
In ourselves for a moment, and maybe we didn't go to counseling. Maybe we didn't get the help that we need. Maybe somebody never took us to church, so we never found God. Because that's when I changed my life, when I found God. That's when I gave up zodiac signs, because in the Bible, it says that you can only have one God. And zodiac signs is a God. So that's why you don't do zodiac signs in if you're a believer of Christ. But
I don't know if I would say zodiac signs are God, but it could be an idol, right?
But yeah, so like when you give yourself to Christ, you become new. You become like a born again version. You know what I mean? So you get a clean slate, and that's what changed my life. That's what made me heal. Because I know, first of all, I came on this platform because I know as soon as a person say they have kids, y'all go crazy on them. Y'all think they don't they don't deserve to date. All they should do is focus on their kids.
No, it's not like people don't think you don't deserve to date. People more think that it's not that, if you have kids, you don't deserve to date. It's that a lot of times is that people don't understand, don't know how to correlate value. Okay. I'm sorry. It is a fact that your value is lower when you have kids. It is what it is. It is lower to the next man because your kids does not add value to you when it comes to dating. And then a lot of these women come into the things like, oh, I deserve this. I want this. I want that. Well, then what is your value? Do you deserve it? Do you qualify for it? You don't. Right? You usually don't. So that's the problem. It's not like you don't deserve, or, you shouldn't date because you have kids. No, it's that you are insane with your expectations and your viewpoints. That's the problem. Whiskey. When I was in the Bocage country, I was assaulted by those tigers. When I was assaulted, I mean assaulted. Wow. You have lived a crazy life. You have lived a crazy life, Whiskey.
And all this and that, but yeah, they probably really should focus on raising their kids, but they want to be loved too from somebody that you watch on the internet, and it don't help. But go ahead.
What's the bad advice?
It's just, I don't know. Have you ever dealt with somebody who's been through sexual trauma?
Well, first of all, here's the deal. I'm not a therapist, honey. So let's start
Oh,
there.
you're not?
I'm not. No, I'm not a therapist, and I want to be sympathetic because
No, you're not. Haven't you watched her for 5 years? When did you think she was a therapist? She has said multiple times that she was a radio host, and now she's just a host of her dating show. This woman is like, her attitude is poor, right? She has 5 kids. She's 38, right? And she's honestly low IQ. I mean, having a college degree did not help her IQ level. Like, oh, I thought you were a therapist. Are you kidding me? Criminal justice system, right? Imagine this anger troll as your lawyer, or just anybody in the system. Insane.
honestly, I do believe that you're dealing with something I'm not equipped to help you with. I feel like you should go to a doctor, a therapist who can really help you in that manner. I'm a journalist that hosts a dating show. That's what I do, right? I don't agree with some things you said, but it's not the biggest deal in the world.
What do you disagree with? What do you disagree with?
This is not a dialogue show. This is a dating show where I help people find love. So I'm not here to.
Did you say this is not dialogue?
I'm not here to have a dialogue with you. I'm here to help you find love if that's what you want to do.
Dialogue is conversating back and forth.
But I'm not here to conversate with you. I'm here to help you find love. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, I do.
Is that what you want to do? Actually,
No,
that's not what you're not going to be able to do. This is the thing. I want it to be sympathetic because that's something that I can only imagine.
She needed a therapist. She called Kendra to get free therapy.
Imagine it's terrible, right? I can only imagine it's terrible. So sincerely, here's the deal. Sincerely, my heart is sympathetic for a person.
I'm sorry. I mean, is my heart sympathetic? I don't know. It's bad that he got shot on the job, right? My heart goes out to that. I feel bad for that, okay? But honestly, her as a person, she seems unbearable.
Person that lost the father of 5 of their kids, like that's traumatic, right? I'm gonna start there. The second part, I'm not going to tolerate disrespect after disrespect after disrespect. I'm definitely catching the shots after shots after shots. And I've said this a few times. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. I'm very much fine with that. I'm very much fine with that. And I'm fine with that because, believe it or not, my heart is pure. I have a pure heart. Period. This is a tough show. The comment section is going to get you. There's going to be a lot of judgment. Whether right or wrong, I'm not going to defend it. But what I will say is, you know what it is. This is not year 1 when we were learning what's going to happen. We're year 5. You should be very much aware what this platform is and what it's going to do. Now, I don't mind disagreeing because we're going to have disagreements, right? Those things don't bother me. What I do mind is the disrespect. I'm not going to tolerate that. I'm not going to tolerate that because I built this shit. And that's a fact. And I know people might think, oh, it's easy to do. Ain't nobody else been able to do it. If it's so damn easy, if it's so easy to do, why haven't people been able to do it? Because it's not easy to do. It is not an easy thing that gets you through whatever he can. I think you should go to therapy. I could understand when she told me she had 5 kids by the same guy. And I'm like, why are you not with him? And then the answer is he got murdered. That's tough. Now, I did not like that moment. Sincerely, I felt bad. Like, I really did feel bad. But I also still stand by the question. Like, it's a very valid. So my intention was,
Okay. I mean, Kendra's just, I don't know, explaining her shit. But yeah, I think that woman was honestly, she has her issues, and she's honestly hasn't, unpacked them. So again, she probably shouldn't be dating, right? She hasn't healed from her traumas when she was young. She hasn't healed from her traumas with her man. So honestly, she shouldn't be dating. She shouldn't be dating. Plus, what did she said? She has a child under 5. She has, other issues to worry about and other issues to focus on. So, no, she shouldn't be dating. I admit, I mean, she was that woman was taking shots at Kendra. It would have been fun to see Kendra react to her, but it is what it is. I get it, but I don't know. What do you guys think? All right, guys, that is it for tonight. That is it for tonight. How you guys doing? Right? Thank you guys for all the love. Thank you for all the support. Whiskey, I love you, my brother. You always show me mad support, right? You always show me mad love. So you are an amazing man. I love your collection, right? You got some crazy ass collection. That's really cool. And yeah, definitely down the road, I'm trying to save up money. I'm definitely gonna start a gun collection. Kind of like it, right? I just recently got my my gun license, right? I just recently got my gun license. So I want to, get some guns, right? My friend, right? My friend just let me hold a gun, right? For the first time, a real gun. I never hold a real gun before. So he just recently let me hold a real gun, and I was like, that shit feels powerful, right? Holding a gun, it makes you feel powerful. It makes you feel like a superhero, right? So I think that's cool, right? I really want to do that. So that is it for tonight. You guys are all amazing. I love you guys, right? Thank you for being here. Steve, thank you for being here, my brother. I love you. I love you. Buster Cheeks, I love you, my brother. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Brent, you're amazing. I love you, my brother. Whiskey, right? I feel for you. This is your brotherhood, right? We're not going to betray you. I can guarantee you that. Right? We're not going to betray you. This is your brotherhood. All right? So we love you. We care for you. All right? So don't, understand that. Dango, I love you, my sister. I love you, my sister. Thank you for being here. All right? Zyrax, thank you for being here, my sister. All right? Thank you. I love you too. All right? I love you. Laughing Man, you're amazing. Machiavelli, thank you for being here. Anyone else? I think Artie. Yes, Artie. Thank you for being here, my brother. Jeremiah. Hope you have a good fishing trip. It's very cool, right? Men's hobbies right there. I love it. Mark Anthony. Thank you, my brother, for being here. Thank you. I love you. You guys are all amazing. I think yeah, I think that's it, right? I think that is it. That is it for tonight. You guys are amazing. I love you guys, right? So be good. Guys, see you guys later, right? Later.